This is Seahorses by Jennifer Keats Curtis. In the warm, salty water, a baby seahorse swirls and somersaults like a tiny gymnast performing on an invisible mat. The baby seahorse's hard-plated, spiny body tumbles alongside those of his 300 brothers and sisters. No bigger than eyelashes, the babies, called small fry, spin and whirl away from one another like deflating balloons in the ocean's gentle current. Alone at last, the baby seahorse uses the rapidly fluttering dorsal fin on his back to push himself toward a frond of green eelgrass. Using the pectoral fins on each side of his neck to steer himself, he swims down until he can grasp the grass with his curly tail. The little seahorse's body blushes like a chameleon, changing from light brown to green until he is exactly the same color as the grass he uses as his holdfast. He perches peacefully in this secret spot, perfectly camouflaged, eagerly looking for food. The newborn is ready to eat. Like a lizard, he can look in opposite directions at the same time. One eye stares left, the other turns to the right as he searches hungrily for krill, which look like small shrimp. When he spies them, his horsey head quickly darts forward. He opens his long snout, puffs his cheeks, then slurps down 10 tiny krill at once. Click, click, click. The small fry, like all seahorses, doesn't have a stomach, so he is always hungry. He could eat every 2 seconds and never feel full. Over the next few months, the baby seahorse grows rapidly, gulping the little animals that float near him as he hides in his small patch of the ocean's grassy meadows. With his wonderful ability to turn the same color as his holdfast, the seahorse is completely concealed from the crabs, big fish, and other predators that would like to eat him. Now the little seahorse is fully grown. One morning, a female seahorse arrives. She slowly swims toward him and fastens her tail to the piece of grass next to his. They sway side by side as their courtship begins. Although the female drifts off, she returns early the next day to greet her mate. This time, he floats up to meet her. Dancing, they circle each other, changing colors from brown to green. His fins become very dark brown as he waltzes around her to music only they can hear. The seahorse and his mate dance the whole day away. They face each other and float up through the water toward the surface. Silently they drift together for hours, their curly tails tenderly entwined. As night falls, the male seahorse's pouch expands, filling with seawater. His mate uses her special tube to shift hundreds of eggs from her belly into his waiting pouch. Within minutes, her belly becomes flat, his pouch fills. A few eggs float to the ocean bottom, but almost all land safely inside his pouch. For nearly 3 weeks, the seahorse keeps the eggs tucked safely inside his pouch as the babies grow. While he is pregnant, he remains quite still, eating only the krill that happen to drift in front of him. His mate returns each day as if to keep him company. One night, the eggs hatch. Like a bronco, the father seahorse bucks, then pumps his tail and pushes out the baby seahorses, each of which looks just like him. Hundreds of small fry burst into the water. As the father's belly deflates, his herd silently stampedes away, hungrily seeking food and holdfasts. The last baby cartwheels past her father, her tiny tail unraveling, then recoiling. She rolls and turns away. Her new life in the ocean has begun. The end.